Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing something a little different. You guys had a lot of interesting comments about our legend tier list, so I'm excited to hear your comments about a weapon tier list for Apex Legends. We have not done one here on the channel before, but I have a group of amazing individuals that are going to be joining us today. We have Tony Romero, Draynilla, Forby, Low-Key Ross, and maybe a special guest, Mason. So overall, I'm excited, and we're going to just jump right into it. It's going to be a major mesh of everyone talking, but the beauty behind it is we're going to get everyone's comments at the end based on where we put everything. So right off the rip, we're just going to talk about the most controversial one, guys, and here it is the Havoc. So where does this sit?
F tier.
S tier. S
F
tier.
tier.
S.
No, it's gonna get to S.
Shut up, Dre.
It's most definitely S, bro. It's the best gun in the game right now.
I think it's above
literally
S
the best
tier.
gun in the game.
Try to
right
make
now.
it tier above S.
Is this with or without the turbo, or it doesn't matter?
I don't even think it matters.
It's like base gun.
To be honest, it's that good, right?
Yeah, I
Base
think it's
gun
just the best gun in the game.
Yeah,
right now.
it doesn't matter turbo or not.
And Dre, what was your comment about the Havoc on social media?
Oh, bro, if you use that weapon, you're racist. As simple as that.
How does everyone feel about that?
Hey,
If you
yo.
pick it up and you use it, bro, you're just straight racist.
I mean, I
if
agree with that.
Yeah, I would say that I feel like it's a hate crime to use it, but it's still good.
And I'd also like to say that I think I actually watched the Tony Romero TikTok recently who was using it, but we don't have to talk about that too much.
Hey, that guy was a multi-time Apex Predator stream sniper.
By ratting.
I saw not me, the other guy.
Sorry.
The other guy, he was stream sniping me. He was stream sniping me. He was a multi-pred Horizon already, 2 times racist for using Horizon, and he peeked me, and I was like, I wasn't gonna let this slide anymore. I pulled out the Havoc, and
So you had to do what you had to do to defend yourself.
I had to.
So self-defense is being racist. I understand.
Hey, yes, sir.
Whoa. Okay, well, this one's easy. Now, you don't want to make things a little more interesting. I'm going to remove the E tier, and I'm going to remove this tier, and then we're going to call this tier remove from loot pool. How about that?
Okay.
How about that? And make it a
Well,
little
in
more
that case,
simple
put
here.
the Havoc there.
Oh, wow. Wow, you're not even put an S.
Remove the Havoc from the damn game.
I was hoping
I
that
agree.
remove from loot pool would be because it's that bad. But now you're saying because it's that good.
Now you got me thinking. Why don't we just have a nerf and a buff over, like stuff like that?
Yeah. I don't know. The Havoc just, in my opinion, has to go, bro. It's just so insanely strong. Like, why pick up any other weapon than the Havoc,
True. Well, I got a more controversial one, which is the next one up here, the Wingman.
Ooh, okay.
The Wingman's in a fine spot now. I think it's fine.
I think it's in a fine state.
Yeah, I think it's actually really well balanced right now.
I think if it still had like skull piercer and like mags and stuff on it, I think it
9
was,
bullets. Yeah.
Right. I think that would still be S tier or just like busted. But I think with it not having mags right now and the fact that you can have a boosted loader, which still gives it more ammo, but like I think it's pretty balanced overall.
Yeah, I think it's pretty balanced too.
Surprisingly, yeah. I mean, it is still really strong. Still like almost guaranteed. Sure. Now, that one was quick. What about the next one here, the Volt?
S tier. For sure, S tier.
Yeah, that is one of, if not the best SMG in the game right now.
Yeah.
You really think it's the best SMG?
I don't think it's the best. It's one of the best.
Yeah.
It actually might be the best, though. I don't know. Because I mean, like, think about the R9, think about the car, the Prowler.
I think the Volt's the most consistent SMG.
The Prowler is probably the best in my opinion.
Yeah, it's
Prowler
like it's
pretty goated.
Yeah, it's like between Prowler and Volt for like the best SMG.
I think Volt is
definitely S tier. I think it's S.
You think the S, A? What do we got?
Yeah, because I mean, compared to the other SMGs, it just excels so much higher than any other SMG.
I heard one S and one A.
I mean, I would throw it in S, in my opinion.
Okay. I was gonna throw it in S2 because it's actually decent from mid to long range compared to the other SMGs as well. It's consistent.
Okay, fair.
It's like the new R9 pretty much. Like everybody picks it up.
What about up next is the Hemlok?
S.
Ooh, S for sure.
That's an S tier.
Man, you see what I did here? I put all the OP guns. Yeah.
Yeah, that weapon's racist as well.
I don't care about the Havoc.
Why is the Hemlock so good? Why is it so good? Why?
It's just
because
like
it's a burst weapon with no recoil. Literally zero. Literally, I gave my mom the controller and she dropped a 20 bomb with that gun.
Okay, let's add a little bit. Let's add a little bit of flavor here. I'm gonna take Tony's thoughts here. What would you nerf of these 3 top guns? The Havoc, Volt, and Hemlock to balance it more onto A tier.
Okay, the Havoc, I think the magazine size has got to get reduced for sure.
Agree.
The magazine size, the Hemlok needs significantly more recoil if you do not have the barrel stabilizer. Also,
Agreed.
a damage size reduction because you can literally team wipe with an entire purple mag. It's disgusting. And then the Volt, I don't think it needs a nerf. I think it's in a pretty good place right now because it's an SMG. I mean, I know that people can still dominate with that gun, but I think it's fine. It's not as like, you know, overpowered as the other two guns. I think it's fine. I would not touch the Volt right now.
Now, what would you guys say about? Do you guys all agree with Tony's assessment based on those two guns?
I think the Volt needs a hipfire nerf. That's just my opinion. Because I think the hipfire is just too close, bro. And like once you get like a purple laser on it, bro, you just shred. Like you just don't miss when you're hip firing.
Yeah, but you get rewarded because it's a purple laser.
Okay, but let's say if you don't have a purple laser, the hipfire is still pretty damn good. Like,
yeah, I would agree. That's why I said that with the barrel of the Hemlok. Like you gotta get punished for not having that. You shouldn't still be
exactly.
like slamming for not having the best attachments.
Yeah, exactly. So there's just a slight hipfire nerf, and then with the Hemi, I agree though too. It definitely needs like a somewhat recoil nerf if you don't have a barrel on it. Or a stock or anything like that.
Because Ross made a very bold statement saying that his grandmother can get a 20 bomb with it. So what would you do to your I guess not to your grandmother. What would you do to the Hemlok to make it work? Not as overpowered. Bro, I'm sorry.
Chill out, man. Chill out.
You're the one who brought her in the equation. Hopefully she doesn't watch this video.
For the Hemlok, yeah?
Yeah, for the Hemlok, not your grandmother.
The Hemlok body damage right now is 21. The next highest is 18. Do we see a problem?
Yeah,
it does do a lot of damage, and like that's one per bullet, and it shoots 3 bullets.
You shoot 3 bullets with literally no recoil. Like, okay, there is recoil, but like basically, the newest players in the game, if you give them any guns to learn, you're gonna give them the 301, and then you're giving them the Hemlok, because the Hemlok you literally barely pull down your right stick or your mouse, whatever you're using, and then the 301 is like the 301. But we're not talking about that gun right now. But it's literally 21 damage per shot. Like,
so just nerf the damage, right?
Yeah, nerf the damage to begin with. Then do something with the recoil, like maybe like just throw the gun in the trash, man. I don't care. I just throw it in the trash.
Let them know, Ross.
All right, next up, and then we're gonna ask the question as we keep going through the guns. After we place it, I'll ask you guys if you want to buff or nerf it to the group. Okay. So add a little spice. Okay. I'm with Tony on that. I like that. I like that. It's a lot of fun. That. Next up, we got a 30-30.
Oh, I think it's B tier.
This used to be like crazy S tier. What happened?
Yeah, it used to be so good, bro.
But no skull piercer on it anymore, right? No, I haven't touched that thing since it got no skull piercer anymore, right?
Yeah, no Scully. I think they reduced like the hip fire as well.
They did.
I think it has like one less bullet as well too, something like that. And I just think it's B tier. I think it's like all right. It's average. Like it's not too bad to pick up, but I would rather have a triple take if I'm being real.
True.
That's actually crazy to say.
I honestly agree with B tier. Truly, after all the nerfs attacks, it doesn't have dual loader either.
All right, like B tier it is.
But it's not bad.
What about the alternator next up? Oh, actually, would you hold on? Would you buff or nerf the if you B tier's like right in the middle? Would you buff or nerf the 30-30?
I give it the same, honestly.
I would let it
give
be
it right where it's at.
Okay, I'm fine with
I mean, we just got out of like a 30-30 meta, so.
Yeah.
Okay, alternator. Sorry to steal your hype theory. Sorry about that.
That's a
with or without. There's something that makes a big difference with this gun.
Let's do like just normal ulti, because with disruptors
normal I give it B tier.
I think it's B too. I think it's pretty sturdy though. Like it's like a pocket 301. Like it's super consistent.
Yeah, I'd throw that in B tier as well.
I give it an A.
I think it's up there though. It's like for me, it's between A and B. It's not like B, but it's not A. I don't know.
I think it's still really good. It just is what makes it B tier. If the damage was like 1 damage higher and had like a little bit faster fire rate, it would for sure be A or S tier.
I think that like if you would talk about an SMG that you could really have range with, I actually feel like the ulti is another one.
Ulti slash, bro.
Yeah, it's like the only SMG. Yeah, with disruptors would be A. I think
with disruptors, I think it's S. To be honest,
I put S for disruptors, A for without.
Yeah. Interesting. Wow.
I think.
Are you guys boosting the sub? You guys were saying B, and now you guys are moving up.
I think B without disruptors and S with disruptors.
Yeah.
So essentially, you would to make it an overall S gun, you would just buff it, base damage and everything.
Yeah, like base damage, and then also what 4B said, like the fire rate.
Okay, that's
just like a little bit. If they like touched it in both of those areas, I think it would definitely be A.
Call me psycho. The alternator is the only SMG I'm okay with putting the bruiser sight on if I don't have an AR.
Ooh, I like that too. Same thing with an R9.
Because it's easy to control. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. I like it.
Makes sense.
Ulti's sturdy.
Okay, I don't think we should buff the fire rate though for the alternator. Because at what
Where's
point
that?
does the gun become R9? Like it's literally the R9 at that point. It's just
Yeah,
another
but think
light
about how much
SMG.
faster the R9 is the alternator. You know what I mean? You get like a middle ground between the alternator and the all night.
Well, you also have the RE.
Alternator and true, but like that's a pistol SMG. You know what I mean? Like that's not like in the same caliber necessarily, but like if the alternator, even if it was in between the alternator and the RE, if it was just like somewhere in between there, I think that the gun would be a lot more well-rounded. But like it's not good for medium and long range. Like it's kind of okay for medium if you can really control the recoil, but like once you get to that long range point, the alternator's recoil is kind of unpredictable in the sense of like going up and left and right.
You think that gun has recoil?
I mean, on M&K it does.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
Does
bro.
it have recoil on MK? Can Dre confirm? I know you're
It
right
has,
now, but
I mean, it depends on if you have attachments or
Medium
not.
to long range?
that gun feels like no
Absolutely.
recoil to me.
If you have
medium to long range, it
attachments,
has
then
recoil
no,
for sure.
no. If you have attachments, I don't think too much. But if you don't have attachments, like a naked alternator, then it definitely has a little bit.
Maybe it's just one of my better. I don't know.
You know what's interesting
I
that
feel
I'm
like it's
hearing
pretty simple.
is that you guys have said how balanced it overall is, which is like what every gun in Apex should strive to be. It's like they should all strive to be the alternator essentially.
Yeah.
Consistent.
Yeah, and
good.
then they have one thing that just makes it like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I agree. Next up is the Bocek.
Ooh,
Hey.
I think to be honest, I think it's S tier, bro. That gun is insane.
The only
I
reason
pick it up every time.
The only reason I wouldn't put it in S tier is because of how hard it is to use. Because like you get rewarded for hitting your shots, but you get punished bad if you miss. Like if you're in a close range fight and you're trying to use a Bocek, if you don't hit your hip fire shots,
GG's.
it's over. It's over.
That is true too. But I mean, for long range, for being a bow, I mean, that's
Oh,
just
yeah.
fucking crap.
Absolutely. 70
it's so
damage
good,
hits
yeah.
consistently. Like
And if you get a heady, it's like 100 plus.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's like taking the 30-30 out of the question. It's kind of like a better wingman for range. Like it's kind of like a sentinel that doesn't require you to cock it. So like
Well, here's a bigger
It's-
question now that you
I don't
mentioned the wingman. Would you rate this if you had the choice? Would you have the wingman still in hand, or would you pick up the Bocek?
I pick up
It
the
depends
bow.
on the situation.
A bow.
I like
yeah,
the
it
bow,
depends on the
bro.
situation, but I would
Wow, we have
low-key
two
probably pick
depends on the
bow.
situation, two that say the bow. You're still split in the middle. That's interesting. Wow.
Yeah. We
And
put
then this
A
is a
tier.
care package weapon though. That's the insane
Well,
part.
like the thing is, as a roller player, I'm just not really looking to take a lot of ranged engagements. Like if I'm just being straight up, like if I have the choice, like I'm trying to be in your face probably. And at that point, I feel like the bow is definitely not going to get the job done as well as the wingman might.
Oh, you know what? I
Those
love that just happened
headshots,
on
though.
accident. We have mostly roller players in here. I love that. That's
I play a
actually
little bit
crazy.
of both.
Dre is
I play a
like
little bit of both.
Yeah.
Me and Tony are real roller players.
Yeah, Dre's a hybrid.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
He's mixed. Dre's mixed.
Would you?
Dre's
So
literally
if you
mixed.
look,
Literally mixed.
so what are we saying? A tier or S tier?
I think A tier.
I think
It's like-
A.
yeah,
I
because
think A tier above the wingman.
Okay.
Yeah. I like.
I'm a bow believer. Bo Key Ross. Like,
Key Ross.
like listen,
Okay,
man.
Ross.
crazy.
So you're
S tier.
guessing up other SMGs. What about the car SMG?
I think.
Hey.
Okay, can I be real? I think it's B, bro.
C.
I think it's
C.
like kind of
C.
mid.
I get a C.
yeah, if
think
I'm
it's-
being honest, yeah, I would if I see an alternator and a car on the floor next to
You're
each
picking
other,
an
I would skip the car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe C then actually.
It's
You
C
know what?
tier,
Let's
it's
put
C
C,
tier,
bro.
I
Yeah.
disagree
Wow.
with y'all, man.
I actually
really
would-
do
yeah.
because like this season, like I can't lie, the R9 has been kind of hitting again this season, but like I'm gonna
Really?
pick up the car over the R9 and I'm gonna pick up the car over the alternator because I know
What?
that the damage output that I'm gonna put out with the car and how fast I'm going to be able to do it is going to be better than the R9 or the alternator, because if I miss anything with the R9, then I have to sit there and reload and shoot another mag into them, and the alternator isn't going to put out that damage that fast. I'm going to put out like 60 damage before they get it behind cover, and then I'm going to have to take the fight again. But with the car, I could do like a 120 spray and then push them, you know? So I would put the car in B or A tier personally, but I understand why you guys are saying C tier for sure.
The
Is
only
everyone else saying C?
reason I could only put it, I'm personally C, but I could see it being B just for the fact that it's a lot easier to never run out of resources with that gun.
That is true
But
too.
Yeah, I mean,
aside
you
from
don't
that, it's C for crap.
I think it's C for the actual gun itself and like just what it does.
Wow.
And, like the damage output.
So
bro,
I heard
it's
two
pretty much-
C's, one B, A. Tony, what did you say about this gun?
I think 4B convinced me to put it in B.
Okay.
He's right.
Now-
No, he is right, because I'm thinking about like when I actually do use the gun, like it does put out way more consistent spray damage, especially from the hip, because it just has better hip fire compared to the R9. I would still pick the car even over the R9. I would not, like, you know,
And
Okay,
we also got
that's
to
fair.
remember that C tier, I mean, like,
would not pick it up.
Like there are, if you look at what we have left, there are a lot more guns I would put in C tier that are way worse than the car.
That's
So,
also
like,
why. Yeah,
True.
that's also
Above
why I
or
like
below the alternator?
I think below.
Okay.
That's just
Yeah.
me though.
Yeah, I would put it below the alternator, just keeping disruptors in mind, because I would pick up a disruptor alti over a car all day.
That's
Oh,
true.
most
Um,
definitely, bro.
but like a base alternator, base gun, like I'm picking the car up over it.
All right, next up is the charge rifle. Is this just going to go C for
Remove
charge
it from the
rifle?
loot too.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think-
wow.
Remove it. Remove
No,
it.
just
That's the
remove it.
first
Get rid of
one
it.
that's so bad that you should actually genuinely remove it. Like the other ones are too
Yeah.
good, but this one's
No.
too bad.
I know that people complained about the hit scan. I want it back. I
I
really
like the old charge rifle. It's kind of lit.
I like
I
the old
like-
charge rifle too.
It
It was just
literally-
so annoying. Like the concept of the gun itself is frustrating.
Yeah.
in my
Yeah,
opinion.
I agree
It
with
was
that.
fun to greet people though. I'm not gonna lie. Like behind a rampart wall on height, it was so fun.
It is for
Listen,
sure, but like you think of the usability compared to like the Sentinel or the Longbow or like
Yeah.
any of the sniper, like the Wingman, you know, like it's just
Yeah.
it is a mid gun that, and it has its uses. Don't get me wrong. If you have a 4-8 on that and you're sniping across the POI and you land a 135, like you're doing damage, you know. But like
Yeah.
at the same time, the changes to the charge rifle make it so much harder to use and plan out your shots, because like even if you don't get the chance of doing like 20 damage before you do a big pump on them, you know what I mean? Like you have to hit that shot, that final
Yeah.
charge shot for it to count, and it's not good. And what's the point of it being in the loophole if nobody's using it? And the people who are using it either suck with it or are way too good with it. So it's like,
That is
you know,
true.
whatever.
Yeah.
That is true. He brings up a good point. Move it from the loophole.
All right, next up.
That thing out of
Oh, you know, okay, you know, here, because buff and nerf question. Would you, who here just wants the old charge rifle back?
I
Me.
do it.
me.
I would take it. I think we all would take it back.
Yeah.
But then it was
Take it
super
back and, like,
overpowered. So
No, they just got to balance the damage, and similar to how it is now, where it rewards you for hitting a longer shot because it's a projectile now.
yeah,
If they go back to the hit scan, the farther the target is, the damage, that final burst should be like really like significantly less then.
Yeah,
Like-
there should be damage fall off with it. That
like
was one of the
significant
fall
busted
off, yeah.
parts about it when it was pre-change, is that it didn't have any damage fall off regardless of how far away you were, even with hitting the shots prior to the charge.
fair. Next up is a devotion.
Ooh, S tier. Yeah. For sure.
Care
S
package. It is. Would you put it above the Havoc?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I
That
think so,
gun.
yeah.
I don't know how many of you guys have used the devotion yet, but that gun
It
with
slaps.
hip fire right now, you could literally 200 beam someone hip fire from 50 meters away. Like it is so busted. It is not even funny. That gun is probably the best gun in the game right now.
I won't even
Yeah,
touch
the Devo's
buffs and
pretty
nerfs
crazy.
because we know it's in care package. We know what will happen with that gun.
Oh yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It's-
I miss
yeah.
Devo care package. It feels real good.
Next up is Eva 8.
Ooh, I think A tier.
I think B tier.
I think it's
Hot
pretty
take.
sturdy.
Hot take. This is B tier.
You can like low key 4 or 5 tap people, bro.
It's the worst
It's
gun in the game
fire.
right now.
Care pack Eva, I'm putting it in A tier. Regular Eva, I'm putting it in a B or C.
Yeah, regular
I think
Evo it's B.
Is there genuinely a shotgun worse than it? Like actually?
Mozam.
I feel like maybe Mozam or Mastiff.
You think the
Mastiff's
Mozam
kinda
is
cheap.
worse?
I think I would take an Eva 8 over a Noble Mastiff all day long. Because like the
Ooh,
Eva, dude,
I like that.
You gotta think about it, right? The Eva with the fire rate being in the care package, if you're in close range, you're 3-tapping somebody in
Yeah,
like
you
half
can
a
just cook
second.
somebody.
Like it is so good close range, and you don't have to stop shooting it. You think
I
about
think
the
it sucks.
PK, no, Ross, that's a skill issue,
I'm
my
being
boy.
very honest. It's not a skill
That's
issue.
a skill issue, my boy.
No, well, Mastiff
Bro,
is a skill issue.
How's that a skill issue? That's
Bro,
just a
you-
loot.
Because I don't miss my shots.
Yeah,
I
but
got
you're
Mastiff,
hitting
like
you're
that.
hitting a max of like 88. Like you
With a
use the
Mastiff?
Eva. Yeah, bro, you use the Eva 8. You have like 140 damage in literally half a second if you actually hit your shots. That gun is nuts.
No,
you just haven't given
I
it the
think
time
it's-
of day, bro.
Bro, I pick it up and every time I'm just like this. I'm like, why am I
And you
not
get
just
a
picking up a
digi on it.
Peacekeeper?
You get a
That
digi
is
on it.
They don't have
There is-
digis anymore.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's gone. I haven't used it.
Look at this dude. This dude doesn't even know what he's talking about, man.
I was like,
Literally,
that's
it's
what
validating his
too.
whole
I mean-
opinion. He's wrong. He's wrong. And throw it away. Honestly, throw it away.
We could put it on B. Honestly, out of all
I
the
think
care
it's an
package
A tier gun.
weapons,
No.
That sounded so scared.
If you
an
open up a
eight-
care
it's
package
eight
and you
plus.
see an EVA 8, you're so sad. You're like, why did I even run to this care package, man? It's so bad. Like, I don't even want to be here. But
I
if
mean,
you
it
see,
depends
dude,
on the loadout, though. You know, like I could see it being high B tier, but I personally would put it A tier just because of like
I like it
where
an
the damage output of that gun is just so good. And like, if I'm not gonna lie, does that gun not instill fear into people when you shoot it? Like, if you
No.
hear
Oh,
Eva,
if you're
are
close
you not
range, yes,
Yeah,
bro.
are
bro,
you
if I'm
not
fighting
like,
an
oh,
EVA,
shit,
I'm
you
running
got
at that
Eva
in
now?
a straight line. I'm not even strafing.
that's
Yeah,
why
that
Ross
sounds a lot
gets
controller
knocked.
of you.
Okay,
That sounds-
I got a trick question though for you guys, because here's my reason why I I agree that it's strong, but I still don't pick it up for this reason. If you already have your goated loadout, like your like Hemlok and maybe whatever your Wingman or whatever close range weapon you want, right? Are you dropping any of those for the EVA 8?
Ooh, that's a good
That's why
question.
I feel like I'm not saying that's why I think Ross. I watch a lot of Ross, believe it or not. Okay, I watch you. You don't. I believe that most of the time you're not picking it up because you're not dropping your weapons that you already have for that, because you're gonna get better value than EVA 8 because of the situations you constantly find yourself in. So would you still drop it? Would you still drop a weapon for the EVA 8, like whatever your perfect loadout looks like?
No.
If I had my perfect loadout, then no, probably not. But if I had a butt booty gun as my secondary, then yeah, I'm gonna pick up the Eva. But if I had like my perfect loadout, then no, I'm probably not gonna.
The only gun I would take the EVA 8 over right now is probably the Charge A rifle.
Wow. Okay. All right. Now this man's just hating. All right. Well, I think we can say A then, right?
I think it's A because it's a red it's a red care package weapon.
Yeah.
Okay, but can we agree it's the worst care package gun of all time?
Yes.
Of all
I
time?
would say, not of all time, but it's definitely the worst care package weapon out of the.
I think in
current care
rotation
package.
right now.
What is the most underwhelming care package gun of all time?
R9.
That or the triple take?
When they put the R9 in the care package.
Yeah.
That was
R9
pretty
was-
underwhelming. That
really
did suck.
underwhelming.
Yeah,
Next up,
terrible.
Flatline.
I think it's B, bro.
I'm
think it's
saying
A.
A tier. I'm saying A tier.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm saying-
Maybe it's a skill issue for me. I never.
I'm
clapped
saying
with it, bro.
A. In fact, I'm gonna do a hot take. I'm saying A tier above the Wingman.
Whoa.
Okay.
Holy-
I think
like
it's close to S. It's close to S in my opinion.
Yeah, same.
Sometimes I treat it like an SMG. It's the
Yeah,
hipfire
okay,
space.
so
Really nice.
y'all gotta think about this, right? So you think about the hipfire changes that they made a couple seasons ago. How much did that really affect the flatline? Because I don't know about you guys, but I don't have to be in someone's face to 150 beam them from the hip. And like if you track it nicely, you're gonna hit all of your shots. But if you use that with like the Hemlok or the R3, the chances of you having the same damage output's really low. On top of that, for my MNK people in the call, you jitter aim that thing and you're putting out so much damage. Like it
sounds like. Are you guys saying this is above the Bocek?
Above the Wingman.
Above the Wingman,
Above the
but not
Wingman,
not
below
better
the
than the
Bocek.
Bocek. Okay.
Yeah.
I think the only person
that.
who was opposed to that was Dre, right? You were kind of
Yeah,
dropping lower.
I could stand behind.
Well, Dre's like
that.
a 301 guy.
Yeah, I never personally really pick up the flatline like that. I just feel like I've never really like clapped with it, but I love the 301. Like that's just me though. That's a personal preference.
That was going to be
but I could get behind
controversial.
it.
Then. Okay. Next up is the G7, and I'm not even going to talk buffs and nerfs of Flatline. I personally think it's pretty balanced. I don't know. Does anybody
is.
say otherwise? Like.
I think the
think
flatline's really
Nah,
balanced.
it's really good.
It's balanced.
Okay. Cool. G7 up next.
The most fun gun in the game.
Low B tier, but low the 30-30.
Below the 30-30.
Yeah.
I'm putting it above.
No, I put it
I think
above. I
it's
like
above.
the hipfire's better.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
I would
but
say
now that I think
above
about
as
it, I could agree
well,
with that.
and I'm not
Yeah.
even trying to add too much input. I'm trying to let it be you guys, but I would say above as well.
Because like
Dang,
I'm at
low-key.
I'm at the point with the 30-30 where like with the scout where like if I pick that up off drop, I'm only using it to hip fire somebody, and there's a pretty good chance I'm gonna kill them with it because like hip fire is really good, and if you land a headshot, that's a third of their health. That's literally a third of their
36
health.
damage per bullet.
Yeah,
It's
30
insane.
something for sure. I think
Yeah,
it
like
might
you
be
hit 3
32.
shots in a row with like a 2x late game, you can almost crack someone's red armor in just 3 bullets.
Yeah,
It's insane.
Headies hurt. With
I
that
wouldn't
gun.
even really say like the buffs and nerfs, and this is the first time the G7 Scout has not been like crazy stupid S tier.
I remember when it was so broken, everybody
Yeah.
was using it.
Every pro was
You
using
don't remember
it.
G7.
gentrifying with that scout?
Yes,
Couple seasons
bro.
ago,
Cujo.
Cujo.
Oh yeah, bro, that's a throwback right there.
Hey, if you know, you know.
Yeah, for all the OG
I think it's-
SoaR fans. All right, what about the Kraber?
Oh, I think it's the S tier, no? Because I mean, it's the only gun in the game that can still like one shot.
Like, would you say it's
Yeah,
above
I
the
don't-
Havoc and Devo?
I wouldn't put it that far ahead, but I think it's definitely an S tier. Probably like behind the Volt in front of the Hemlok, because it is like a skill thing too. If you want to use it, most controller players ain't picking it up. You know?
Oh wow, Ross, what do you guys say
Speak
about
for
that?
yourself.
I mean, I never pick it up either.
yourself.
Tony?
Yeah, I would. I'm not gonna lie. I would put it above the Volt, below the Havoc and the Devo.
Tony?
Hey,
Those
you're
two
behind
guns are
that
more
too.
forgiving, so it makes sense.
Defend the
Kraber
rollers,
is not
Tony.
forgiving.
No, I kind of like it just above the Havoc. I wouldn't put it over.
Yeah. I think
Right here in the middle
it's definitely
then?
over some stuff in S tier, but it's not the premier weapon of.
I think that if it
Apex
still
Legends
had
right now.
old headshot damage, I think, or like the 145 and then like the 280 plus headshot
Yeah.
damage, I think
Yeah.
that would be like for sure top S tier. But
Yeah.
even then, the Devo is so strong right now. I may not even put it above it
Yeah.
if it was like that.
Yeah, Devo's insane.
Next up is the L-Star.
Oh, I love that gun, bro.
I
I put
love
it
that
A
gun.
tier.
That's gotta be A.
tier.
I like A.
Wow,
good.
I was expecting this to be
Yeah.
lower.
No,
Hey,
I love the L-Star.
Really?
I don't know
I think
why.
I like
Maybe
B
I
tier
just sleep
personally.
on it. I just always feel like towards the end
I
game
think
I
you are
struggle with
sleeping
it.
on it. If you are
Bro, it claps.
if you have trigger discipline, you can mow multiple teams with that thing.
That's
I
yeah,
call it the
true.
Kool-Aid gun.
If you never reload that gun and you actually control the heat charge from it, like you're good.
Yeah.
And
Above the
purple
wingman or
mag,
below
too,
the
It is
wingman?
really
Dude,
solid.
Oh my god, a purple mag L-Star is so fun to use. You can
I'm
just
picking up the
clap
wingman
people,
over the
too.
L-Star personally. I would put it
Really?
below the wingman. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, I was
picking up
still
the
taking the
L-Star over
wingman.
I don't know, maybe that's just me though. I was never
But
really a
I'll never
wingman
let
guy.
go of the wingman. I'll take the wingman over anything probably.
So that's 2. Tony, what about you?
I would put it under the wingman only because of strafe speed.
Oh man, now we're
Straight
split
speed.
down the middle.
Because I would fire from the hip.
Yeah, but the
so
hipfire
good.
is not like it's good, but you have to be like precise with it.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. That's why I'm putting it below. I don't have much better luck with it than I do the wingman.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking of strafe
I
speed in general.
I think it's better than the Evo, but I would pick up the wingman over the L-Star.
Yeah, I like
all
where
day.
it's
Yeah.
at right there.
Okay.
yeah.
Next
I like
up
that.
is the longbow.
A long boner. Maybe B?
I don't know.
I'm putting it
It's-
high B tier because
Yeah, I think high
you
B.
get that gun off drop, you hit a headshot.
Oh
like,
my god,
Yes.
It's
106.
GG. Like it's
Yeah.
literally GG. That's a 106 and they're pretty much dead.
When you say
I
high
think
B,
that- after that.
if you had the
I'd be
choice
above,
off drop,
above G7.
above G7. What about over car or alternator off drop? If you had the choice.
No.
Ooh, I think right
No.
there. I think right
I
there.
think
is
right
Okay.
there is perfect.
Yep.
I would put it low A.
Okay. Reasoning?
Reason?
Why?
I think
Right, man.
He doesn't say anything.
Yeah, he just wasn't ready.
No. That gun. I mean, just think about it. They just made like changes to the attachment and stuff you need, and it's still so like sturdy. You know, you don't need a lot of attachments to find success with it. Whereas you could maybe make an argument that like the G7, which is obviously higher up, you know, you sort of do need that barrel stabilizer. You need the best, you know, sniper stock. I think with the longbow, you definitely still do need an optic, but you can get away with a 2 times on the longbow just as easily as you can with like a G7 or something.
I don't know. I'm not
Okay, would you
swayed.
pick
Unless
Would you
somebody
pick
else
up
is.
the other guns in B over a longbow though? Like, would you pick up an ulti and a car over a longbow? Because if so, the
Am I
longbow
playing
just
ranked
stays
or
where it's
pubs?
at. Okay, we don't have to get technical here.
No, we do. You asked me a
It's just fucking
question.
gun.
You asked me a question.
But now the whole tier list is just kind of based off in general. You can't do that, Ross. You got to pick.
I think we need more marksman representation in A tier. Fine, I said it, man.
Oh
Fine, I
my
said it.
gosh, he's
Yeah,
going
we
for
do.
he's going for.
The
Yeah, we
marksman
do.
rifles are
That's-
underrepresented in
He
A
just
tier.
pulled a diversity card on us.
Ross,
there.
Ross, I
It's
just want you to take. I want to take you back about 2 seasons. 2 seasons. Go take a look. You
Yeah,
want
I'm not
that back,
interested.
bro?
I'm not
You want
interested.
that
Sorry.
back? Yeah.
No. I don't mind it being back. I'm just not interested in going
Yeah,
back
whatever,
in time.
dude.
Sorry.
Whatever.
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're moving on.
They should
Mastiff.
edit. And,
Yep.
I
No,
think
I
the
was
massive
gonna
is
say
B tier.
I think
Sorry, go ahead,
Mastiff's high B tier, low A tier, with its current state, in my opinion.
What were you gonna say, Tony?
No, I was saying while Forby was ranting about going back 2 seasons, you should definitely edit the sound of a 30-30 with Skull Piercer.
Pew, pew.
G7's rapid firing, double tapping.
Oh god.
Oh,
That's
God.
my
Double
favorite.
tap,
That's
bro.
my favorite. That was the most fun attachment I think that's ever been in the game.
I miss the anal receivers.
The anal receivers were fire, bro.
AO, huh? All right. Next,
But,
next up
Mastiff,
is the Stiffy.
I think with the Mastiff, okay, I'm a PK enthusiast through and through, but I will say the Mastiff in some regards is probably better just based on the fact alone that you can, you know, if you need to reload and you, let's say like with the PK, you don't need all 6 shots, but the reload animation is a little bit longer. You have the Mastiff, which you can like chamber each shot 1 at a time, right? And I think that is like very, very nice to have.
Sounds like a
Fire
skill
rate's still
issue.
better.
See, here's the thing, right? I think that it's high B tier regardless as it sits. But I will say that I absolutely despise Noble Mastiff. It feels like I have to give birth before I'm able to shoot my next shot. So like,
He said, "Oh."
like if I have a white bolt or above, I'm definitely putting it above the Eva in my opinion. Like I would rather use it over the Eva, but like at the same time, no bolt, I'm keeping it. Like I'd pick up an alternator over a Noble Mastiff.
I agree.
I agree.
So then right here with car?
I would
Above car?
still pick a no bolt over a car.
Okay. Seems like you all said the same thing, Ross.
I'm taking the Mastiff over a lot of things. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really miss
Mastiff's a
Mastiff
great gun.
shots, but I can't speak for all the other players in here. But you know, my Mastiff proficiency is probably, you know, the highest in this call.
Oh.
Have you get your solo 20 bomb already, right?
Yeah,
Did you use
with the Mastiff.
I did. Okay, I'm about to say I did too. So like
Yeah, it's literally just like, I don't know, bro. Mastiff is like a Disney World gun. You just run around and you kill everything.
I mean,
bro.
but that's what I'm saying. Like,
God.
there aren't a lot of times like we have it in below the alternator right now, but there aren't a lot of times where you really do have a no bolt Mastiff because like shotgun bolts are pretty common to find, and finding a white one is really easy.
Yeah.
So, like I honestly probably would put it in A tier below the L star. But like the base weapon with no attachments, yeah, I'd keep it where it's at. But like, I don't.
Are you guys all
most
willing
uses,
to move it where you see it here? Or is that
You
crazy?
know what? I could agree with that.
I mean, you
I'd
guys just
throw it
talked
there
about
for
how you
sure.
drop 20 bombs with it because it's Disney World, which is
It is,
crazy.
bro.
All right, next up is the Mozambique.
Hot
A
take,
tier.
high B tier,
A
above
tier.
the alternator.
Above
I think
the
it's a
EVA.
pretty sturdy gun.
I
It
think
also
it's the
depends if you
best
have
B-tier
hammers
gun
on
in
it
the
or not. I think it's pretty sturdy. I think it's pretty consistent too. The 45s off rip are like just disgusting.
And you get hammies on that thing, bro. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to use too, especially if you play Maggie.
It's
It's literally a
skill
pocket
gun.
wingman.
It is really good. You know what's crazy?
so
This used to be
we-
the meme gun.
Yeah,
That's what
it
I'm
really
saying.
used
We
to be
gotta
so
think
bad.
about this. The arena meta, it was Mozam hammer points. Like that.
It really was.
It was cringe to use Mozam hammer points because of how good it was. So
It
like,
was just Mozambique Wingman, right? That's what everybody
yeah,
was
pretty
using.
much. And it's like, dude, that gun, even as a baseline, the 45, and you have 6 bullets, right? And you can shoot it pretty quick. So like 45, 90, 135. Like it's you can 4-tap someone off drop easily with that gun. You hit a headshot with it, it's a 3-tap. Like it's so good. It's a slept on gun. It's just hard to use with no bolt.
True. Would you say above the alternator then, highest B?
I'm just
Yeah.
putting it above the EVA 8, man. Maybe I'm an EVA 8 hater,
I
but
like
I'm
it in
You
Far.
are an
I
even
like it.
hater.
Look, I'll admit that I got hate in my heart. So like, if that's what y'all want to do, that's what y'all want to do. But
Like,
like,
Ross,
like-
okay, all right. Let me get a theoretical scenario out of you, okay?
All right,
if
let's-
you have a
let's theory
Mozam with a
craft.
purple bolt but no hammer points, are you not picking up an Eva over that?
dude, I'm taking the Mozam every time, and then I'm literally
you're just a
taking the
hater.
Eva and I'm walking to the edge of the map and I'm throwing it off the map.
Pick
And
it
if I
off.
can't do it successfully, then I will
Yeah,
literally
he's
jump
just
off
a
the map
hater,
with
he's
the
just a
Eva in my
hater.
He's just a
inventory.
hater.
I think
Yo,
Would
I
you
think
guys
the
buff or
Mozam-
nerf this at all? Like it's kind of, you know, this is
think
the most balanced
pretty good.
version.
That's pretty good.
of the Mozam?
Yeah.
I think it's 30 where it's at.
Do you guys remember when it used to have, what is it, 4 bullets?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Is that way back in the day?
Yeah,
Yeah, we're
do you
talking
guys
way
remember
back.
That? It was so bad.
Yeah,
I
that
think
was-
it is in a
that
good
was-
spot now. I think B is fine, but with hammer points, it definitely moves up over the EVA 8, in my opinion, with hammer points.
Yeah.
If you can
I think it's
find
fine
one
where
for
it's
it.
at, though.
I would like it. This is just the range in general. Like I don't have to get close to get like good value.
Yeah, it's
picking
low-key
EVA 8.
pretty good, like close
It's
to
really
mid
good.
range.
Okay, we're good where it's at.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, next
Whatever.
up, Nemesis.
S tier.
I think, yeah, I think it's S tier.
Above
That
Hemlock
is
or below
broken.
Hemlock? Because these are very similar.
Above Hemlock.
I think above, yeah.
Above Hemlock,
That gun is
'cause
so
the-
broken.
Like if you have 0 charge on the Nemesis, it's on par with the Hemlock. But if you have 100% charge with the Nemesis,
Oh my
you are
God.
literally nuking somebody
Yeah,
with that
even
gun.
close
Like,
range, too.
like one burst, I think outputs well over 60 damage with the Nemesis compared to the Hemlock, where I think it's 66 per 3 bursts with the Hemlock, if I remember correctly. But the Nemesis, you are just nuking them. Like it is so dumb.
The Nemesis
If you can hit your
broken.
shots with that gun, it is busted.
Yeah, I don't.
You could even get like a
Nemesis?
lucky burst, too, and still
Yeah.
hit somebody for like 60 damage. You don't even like mean to aim at them.
We are in an AR
Cool,
meta
too.
right now. AR shotgun meta is literally what we're in with Apex right now.
Yeah, most definitely.
I feel like this gun is just like the Hemlock. They're both S tier, but they should be removed from the game.
All right, Ross,
Yeah.
because you said it, I'm gonna move both of these down here.
I mean, you guys think I'm joking, but I think the burst guns are really bad for the game.
No, I
Yeah,
mean
bro.
that's why they're strong. I don't disagree.
And honestly, I'm applying to become a dev, so that way I can get rid of them and I can save Apex Legends or whatever they do.
Okay.
That hashtag.
Okay, hashtag save
Actually, Apex is in a pretty good spot right now. I can't even lie. But
It's, yeah, it's good.
save the game.
next up, P2020.
Ooh,
See.
okay.
See,
See.
Our first C gun.
Yeah, it's genuinely the gun that I will not touch unless it has hammer points.
Yeah.
I
That's
there's no
hammers,
way-
I
It
think
is
it's
slept
like high
on.
B.
I won't lie. I've almost dropped a 4K with a P20 only before.
Oh wow.
It is kind of slept on. You throw a 2x on that gun and you hit your shots, you're like ripping people up.
like a 2x 1-2 or a bruiser.
Either. Bruiser mainly though.
All right, well we'll move
I think
on.
it's
Next up
cute.
is a Peacekeeper.
Ooh.
A tier above the Mastiff.
Yeah, I like that too. I like that.
Tony, Ross.
It is-
I
feels
know.
so
I think
satisfying to
it is.
use.
I think it is, but it's also like like any single fire gun, like any shotgun or wingman. If you miss with that first PK shot, like
Oh, yeah,
you're in
you're
a
fucked.
pretty
Yeah.
bad position. But I
And-
do think that if you do hit it, it is way more rewarding for you in the gunfight than the Mastiff.
And the 9s and the 18s, but like then and then you throw disruptors on that bitch. And
Oh
then
my
you're,
God.
you're hitting 121 like
palms,
chest or body
disruptors,
shots,
yeah,
and like I might even put it above the Wingman with disruptors, but like I think the Mastiff and the PK are pretty balanced where they are, because like you hit a lowest 11 with the Mastiff and a lowest of 9 with the PK, and like the PK is more of like a close range chest shot with no choke, but like the Mastiff is a flat line. So like I don't know, it's
Remember when the choke
PK
used to
is
not be
definitely
with
better.
it? And it used to be with it. So speaking of choke, I didn't
Yeah,
have it baked in.
You had to get the attachment, huh?
Yeah.
A precision choke.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would
triple
even
take too,
would
good
you guys
times.
nerf or buff this gun in any way then?
I think it's sturdy where it's at.
Make it full auto just for fun.
Oh Jesus.
do.
I'll show you what a real shotgun looks like.
Okay.
No, that's just the EVA 8 Ross, okay? And just
Yeah, but that one sucks.
all right, next up the Prowler.
Probably S tier.
S tier.
Yeah,
I think
that's
it's
tier.
yeah.
Another
I
burst
think
weapon,
right
Ross,
there.
another burst weapon. What
I'm telling you, burst guns are literally like, it's literally above the Volt. I don't care.
I don't think about that. I don't know about that.
What?
I think it was fine where it's at behind the Hemlok.
There's
It's
no
still
way.
an S tier, but I think it's behind the Hemi.
If you, that is the best hipfire gun in the game. By the way.
It is. It absolutely is. I will definitely agree with Ross on that. The hipfire on the Prowler is absolutely.
I would put it above the Hemlock then.
Okay.
I'm putting it above the Nemesis. What the heck?
Would
No,
you
no,
prefer?
I like
but the
where it's at.
Nemesis when
Okay,
it charges up is crazy, right? That's what you guys
If
said.
you're in an SMG fight, what SMG do you want?
I'm taking Volt out of anything personally.
You're taking the Volt over the
I'm running both
Prowler?
Volt and Prowler.
Yeah,
Okay,
bro, because
but
I'm on
My
MK.
God, yes. That is good, yeah. Volt Prowler is not a bad loadout either.
Yeah, it's low-key sturdy.
It's pretty good.
So you boosting this up above the Nemesis?
I don't know.
I
I
keep it
don't
below
know.
Nemesis personally. That's just
Yo,
me,
by
though.
the way,
Can I run Nemi Prowler?
35 bullets in a gold or purple mag.
That is insane too.
Just throwing that out there. Maybe better than the
Nemesis.
Volt. I don't know.
Let's talk about it. Nemesis, I think, is 36 with a purple mag.
Yeah, but I'm
Hey.
talking about
It
this
shoots
versus
way
the Volt
faster.
right now. How much does a Volt get on a purple mag?
Like
It's
20 something,
28.
but the damage output's pretty much the same.
Yeah, but it's Prowler. Look at the hip fire. So hip fire is like, you know.
Yeah, but Volt it's not a burst weapon and it's more loved by everyone else. So
And
Okay,
it's
but
easier to
love.
use.
Okay, but love versus like efficiency.
there's a reason why it's loved. The Volt is less like you don't
I want you
get,
to know. Go ahead. Sorry, that's on me.
look, you get punished with the Prowler, okay? Because
You do.
that gun is hard to track with. With the Volt, you can just one clip someone with ease. The Prowler makes you actually like take your time about their strafing, where like the Volt is just easier to use overall. The Prowler is a great gun. The damage output, the hipfire, I agree with you, but like the overall like consistency of it, you have to be good with the Prowler to make use of it. The Volt is just easy.
Doesn't the
You
Volt
think the
have a
Volt
higher?
requires less tracking?
Doesn't the Volt have a higher ALGS pick rate right now?
Yes.
I think it's only because they were running Havoc, so they just all ran one.
Yeah,
at a
everyone's
time.
just energy, so it's like
Yeah.
you're just finding more energy gun or more energy ammo. I apologize, but like, dude, I just think the Prowler literally outclasses the Volt and every. Well, let me do a numbers look up real quick. Hold up. I mean, it could be Amos's, but I know M&K
Dre,
players.
Tony, can
Yeah.
you guys help solidify this deal?
You know a MNK player, okay?
It
It's
stays- I think it
hollow.
stays
Let's
right where
relax.
it's at. It stays
I think
right
it's
where
fine where it's at too.
Okay,
No.
sorry, Ross. I'm sorry, Ross. Listen, the council has spoken. Anakin, sit down.
Dad, whose side are you
It's
on,
still an
Dad?
S tier.
I asked the council. They don't grant you the rank of Jedi Master. I'm sorry.
What gives them council status ship and not me?
Numbers and diversity.
I got the 20 bomb.
Diversity is
before.
crazy. My bad.
All right, next
Sorry,
up.
man. I'll
Next
try
up.
to work on that.
R301. R301.
I
think it's B tier.
Low S tier, high A tier, and if you say
Oh.
otherwise, you are
Oh.
simply wrong.
I think it's A.
Oh wow.
I think it's right under the flatline.
Yeah, it's literally probably above the Wingman.
Yeah, I think it's
Below
under the
the
flatline
Okay,
too.
all right. Let's take a step back for a moment. Okay.
Okay, take a step back.
So we need to look at the diversity of the R301. Okay. Because
All right.
with
Well,
the R-
we're
with
putting it underneath the flat line.
Here we go, man.
Only diversity
No.
card can be pulled once per
No,
video.
no. I'm talking of the gun itself. Okay, the versatility. Sorry, not diversity. God damn it. So the versatility of the R301. Okay, I don't know if y'all are Hollow O enjoyers. Okay, over here at SoaR Gaming, the org that he's part of, but he's been using the R3 with a 1x, and that's been a really common pick for especially a lot of M&K players, because the R9 isn't what it used to be, but the R3 with the 1x feels better than old R9 did. So like, you can use the R3 as an SMG, and like you can use the Flatline as an SMG too, but like you're not gonna have as much damage output because of the fire rate. The R3, you can just nuke people with it. Like close range, mid range, long range, doesn't matter. You are 20 meters away, you can one clip somebody easily with it. you are 100 meters away, you can jitter aim it and still one clip somebody with it. Like it is so good and slept on this season. I don't know why people are sleeping on it.
I love the R301, but
Yeah, I love.
I think the R3 is S tier below the Hemlok in my opinion.
I don't know about all that.
I would pick up the R3 over a bow.
I don't know about all that.
I just think the Flatline is just as good as the, like in certain ways you're definitely correct, like in terms of like you said, like, you know, if you're close range you're not getting as much DPS with the Flatline, but I would argue that because of how efficient the Flatline is for not needing a barrel stabilizer, I feel like the Flatline is still better. Like any gun that can do basically the same thing as another one but needs less attachments, I just feel like it's better.
Tony?
I can stand behind that too.
You can stand behind me if you want.
I feel like Ross just is a professional at Japanese, and I'm still just gonna leave it right behind the Flatline. I hear what 4B is saying, but like that, not what in order to achieve that, like I know it sounds crazy, that amount, the skill is demanded still for that gun. As easy as it is control, put a 1x into discipline somebody to get the value out of it, to treat it like an SMG, like that's a lot of experience we're asking for of the casual community. I don't know if what I said just makes sense.
No, it does.
I've tried that and it just doesn't work.
I'm fine with leaving where it is then. Let's move on to the R99.
C tier.
I'm not
Wow.
putting a C tier, man.
I'm just kidding now.
B
You're
tier
probably
below the car.
B.
B tier below the car.
Yeah, unfortunately you're right. Sad.
Yeah,
That's a fast one. Would you buff this?
Yes, please.
Yes.
What would you do to buff it?
Every
Give us our
Reverse
bullets
recoil
back,
there.
man.
Yeah, put the bullets
I need more
back in the
bullets.
mag.
I need more bullets.
I need more bullets. I need more bullets. Coast, can you put that in there?
Yeah,
I need more bullets. I need more
yeah.
bullets.
The initial recoil thing they did too was like low-key buns. Like the first couple shots, how it has like increased recoil.
Mhm.
Why do
I
we
didn't
have
really get
16
that.
bullets in an SMG? Why? Why?
Yeah, what are we doing?
We'll leave that on
Yeah.
that note. Why? And so we go to the next why. Why the Rampage?
Remove it. Get rid of it.
I think the Rampage is low-key A
He
tier.
said it's
Wait,
racist.
4B,
A
4B,
tier.
you might- wait,
Yeah.
time out. 4B needs the mic for a second, because why the hell did you just call us gun racist? I'm just curious.
Okay, listen. The only people who actually like to use this gun are bots, and then you put
Whoa.
a thermite in it, bro. Then you put a thermite in it,
It just
and
cooks.
you're just cooked. Like, but at the same time, the hip fire is either
bad.
you're nuking them, you don't miss, or you're missing everything while tracking them perfectly. It's the most inconsistent dog shit I've ever used in my life. I'm so passionate about this gun. I hate
Oh my
it,
God.
dude. It's so
Wow.
bad.
4B's favorite
But
gun.
but at the same time, right? But at the same time, you get a barrel stabilizer and like a 2x or a 2 to 4x on that shit, and you're just like nuking everyone. It doesn't matter. But like, I'm gonna pick up the Spitfire over that gun. I'm gonna pick up the Scout, the L-Star. I'm gonna pick up every single gun over a Rampage. I would pick up a P20 over the Rampage.
Whoa.
I would
that.
too, probably. I think it's
I don't know
probably
about
the
that.
lowest C tier without thermite.
I
Personally.
don't know, bro. I mean, without a thermite, is definitely C tier, but with the thermi, like thermites are so easy to find on the map. Like I feel like you just charge it up and just go crazy. I find the
hate
gun
you,
fun to use.
I hate your
low-key.
opinion.
And I
Opinion.
love shooting on people's doors, bro. It's the funniest shit ever, especially
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you're
yeah,
like
yeah,
hostage.
You're one of them.
Yeah, you're one of
Yeah,
them.
I'm
I'm
exposing
one of
you.
them.
You're one of them.
Okay, the
Greenella
last time
is
I
an
picked up the
anti-fun
Rampage,
player.
last time I picked up the Rampage was maybe 4 seasons ago. But when I
I'm
do
pretty
pick it
sure
up,
I
it's fun
saw
as
you
hell.
pick it up in rank, but
Hey,
pop
guess
off,
what? I
King.
saw you using Havoc Hemlock too. What's up with that?
I have not used the Hemlock. I have not
okay.
used it. You can watch my VODs for the past 3 years.
You know who I'm gonna trust most here? I'm gonna
Hemlock.
trust
Yes,
Tony's
sir.
input on this one. Okay, you guys are
Tony!
you guys are crazy. Like your passion is almost borderline psychotic. Tony,
Reaction.
Tony, be the logical man here.
I'm instigating.
I think I'm gonna agree with the other boys. We're gonna put
What?
this in C tier. It's okay.
Okay, all right.
Wait,
all right,
what's
all right.
here?
He
Put it
says
in C
C.
tier.
See for Kraka. That stuff ass.
Ah.
I'm not gonna lie. It's terrible.
All right, that's fine. Okay, let's move on to the RA45. I'm only gonna talk about buffs and nerfs. You guys are so psychotic.
I
About
do want to
that.
go back though. Hold on.
Okay,
to
okay,
4B's
sure.
thing, 4B's
Okay.
thing about like it's the thing about it being annoying about when it's thermited. I don't know if you guys know this. I tested this out with my friends. When you rev it up, obviously we hear like the loud sound of the thermite. Did you guys know that your enemies can't hear it? Like,
Oh, they can't hear it?
No, they can't.
Really? I didn't know that.
No, they need
I
a
think
like
good.
if
Yeah, it's
I-
annoying
I
to
need a-
use, and it's annoying to be on the other receiving end of. It's just
Correct,
annoying.
yeah. What I'm saying is, I think that there needs to be a loud audio for the enemies to know, like, oh, dude's running around with a revved Rampage.
Oh, I mean, I know the moment they shoot my door down, it goes.
Yeah. What did you okay, I'm maybe asking for too much for like an audio cue because Apex.
Footsteps.
So it stays there. But I think that it would be nice to like give an audio cue to enemies.
Yeah,
just so
that would
like,
be nice.
As soon as you draw the weapon out, they hear that oh shit, it's revved, I'm out of here.
Or what about like a laser sight on it at that point? So then like kind of was like a rampage, like Sheila.
Or a visual, something like that.
The visual.
Let me see
the visual would be cool too.
Let me see the fire just fall out of it, bro. Yeah.
That'd be actually kind of sick. Next up, RE45. We're almost done here.
Hot take. B tier above the Scout.
Yeah.
Oh
wow, two were voted above the Scout. That's crazy.
I think it's better, but I'm for the close range guns. I would pick the RE over the R9 right now. At the state the R9 is in, I would pick up the RE45 over it.
All right, I ain't going that far, but like the RE45,
Okay.
like if it has hammer points, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
But like as it sits, I'm picking up the R9 over the RE all day. But that I'm also an R9 crutch, so I can't really. I'm a little biased.
I'm
But
putting it at the back of the B tier, man.
I think right there where it's at is fine, Daz.
yeah, I think that's a good pick because like, dude, like my girlfriend who is 5 months on MNK has more one clips with the RE45 than I do, bro. Like it's that gun is very good, especially off drop and like close to mid range. Like it's a very consistent and good gun to have. And then you have a 1x and then hammer points on that shit. You're just clipping people with it.
Yeah, it's the reload speed I think is fast. It's like that really. Yeah,
it's a pocket SMG. It's a great gun.
It literally is. It's literally pocket SMG.
We actually uploaded a clip of you, Dre, one clipping with that consistently. Again, it's crazy. Yeah.
Hey.
Clips.
Okay,
next up, Sentinel.
Ooh, I
think
it's
a pocket Kraber. It's a pocket Kraber.
Yeah, it's pocket Kraber. I think above the Wingman, low key.
It's got to be A tier, yeah.
Yeah. It is really strong. It's busted.
Yeah.
I see a comp. The thing is literally a pocket Kraber.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, I'm putting that. I like right where it's at because like you charge it, that's a 158 headshot.
Yeah.
If you charge that shit off drop, you are one tapping people in the head.
Yeah,
like it is so good.
Yeah, there's nothing more satisfying off drop than like just one tapping people.
I need to pick this gun up more. I need to pick it up more.
It's so fun, Daz. You'll love it.
Vantage player. What the heck?
Well, because you don't want to run too many snipers. You don't want to run too many snipers, and you look dumb. Like,
yeah, maybe you.
Whoa.
Wow, that's crazy.
I'll run 3 snipers.
Okay.
Because I'm stupid.
All snipers.
All snipers. He really takes Arm and Dangerous seriously.
Oh yeah.
All right, next up, Spitfire.
Oh God, I don't know. I want to say like, C tier, but like it might be low B.
I think it's between A and B.
I'm putting it above the Scout at B tier. Because like, okay, all right, let's think about this. Let's think about this. Spitfire as it sits, the iron sights are kind of dog shit, right? Yes. I think we can all agree that the iron sights suck. But you put any sight on that gun, and you just sit there and you just don't stop shooting. And
true.
Like you could
and wipe you know that you could just out challenge people too.
You could wipe a team with 1 mag Spitfire, like no mag on it, and it's just consistently good. I'm not saying this is an excuse, but if you have aim assist, if you play on controller, that gun is so easy to use. It is so easy to use. So
I think I'm comfortable leaving where it's at. That makes sense.
I think it's good where it's at.
All right, we got our last one.
Would you really rather have a Spitfire or an EVA 8 over a Spitfire? Not even trying to be funny.
EVA
over a Spitfire?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
All right, I lost y'all, man.
Ross, you're
just a D1 hater, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you right now that I think the Spitfire is better. It's way too forgiving for it to be that low in B tier, man.
That was the EVA. I feel like the EVA is pretty forgiving.
The EVA is not forgiving, bro.
I wouldn't be mad to put the Spitfire right behind or above the EVA. But like I would pick up an RE45 over the Spitfire, in my opinion. I also don't like sitting there using 36 bullets like off rip, especially with no sight. Like the iron sights turned me off of the Spitfire personally.
The reality of Apex is that every single person in this call, whether or not we believe it, and I think we all do believe it, but we are all very, very far ahead of the average player. Many players are casual, and there's nothing wrong with that. But like, are you gonna recommend that a casual pick up a RE over a Spitfire? Yes. I don't think so.
They will get better. They will get better over time if they did that.
Oh, I think they'll get better for sure. But for the ones who don't want to get better and just want to get on and immediately be like somewhat successful, like I'm picking up a Spitfire.
Listen, I have a friend of ours that is still pretty new to the game, but like not as new. And their favorite
tell them they
loadout,
suck.
their
No, I'm
favorite
joking.
loadout was
kidding.
Spitfire Rampage. That was their
Oh
favorite
my.
loadout.
Oh
And
my
I
God.
vomited at the sound of them telling me that. And I forced them to stop doing it because like those guns are crutch weapons. They really are crutch weapons, because if you crutch them, then like you aren't going to improve because you're not being punished for anything in your guns. Because like the hip fire sucks, yes, but like you don't get used to being punished by missing R9 shots or car shots or a flatline mag. Like you don't get punished the same way with the Spitfire and a Rampage that you do with those guns.
But if these guys don't punish you, shouldn't they be higher?
Yes, but no, because like yes, you can have like really high damage output with them, but the hip fire is really bad, and if you can't track properly, then you're not gonna get any use out of it. You know
I'm
what
kind
I mean?
of of the understand the mindset of just be better, you know, like they are good. And I feel like any casual is going to comment and say, why are they that down below? But it is true. If you just kind of invest in yourself a little more than almost every other gun on this list, you're gonna net so much more value from in the long term.
I guess we here at SoaR just hate people who are not good at the game.
Comment if you agree with Ross.
I can get behind that too, honestly.
Champion Ross, go to his Twitch channel and tell him that he's your new champion. Now we're on the final gun, guys. We've been going for quite a bit now. We're on the final gun, the triple take.
Hey.
I think it's S tier.
A.
I think it's so good.
I
I
think
get a
it's
gold
A
triple
tier
take
below the
too.
bow. I think it's A tier below the bow.
I think it might be S.
I think it might be S
S.
too. Like you could
It
like
might
hip
be
fire
S.
people for like 63, bro. It's insane. You can
Well,
like
yeah, and then the
literally a
102
shotgun.
headshot. The 102, it is a shotgun and a sniper in the same
literally
gun.
in one.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Like,
it
so
is.
good.
look, I think out of this call, I have the most experience because I had to make a SoaR video on this when I first joined.
I'm so
like,
sorry I had to make the video.
I wanted to die. Anyway, this gun is absolutely insane from any range. You could be close range, you could be medium range, you could be long range, and it is goated no matter where you're using it. However, you have to have a sight on it to use it anything higher than medium range. If you want to use long range, you literally, it is so hard to try and use the iron sights on that gun. But at the same time, the consistency with it is wild. Like you could hit a hip fire medium range 102 headshot on somebody off drop, and
It's disgusting.
like it's so good, and you can use that as a shot. Like if you're a streamer building or construction building zip player, if you pick up a triple take, it's almost better than having a PK, because if you can hit that one headshot, that's a 102, hit another body shot immediately after without having to cock the gun, they're dead. Like it's a very consistent and good gun. I would put it either below the bow or behind the Hemlok, one of the two, in my opinion. High A tier, low S tier.
I agree with you. I would put it probably low A tier, like right below the Hemlok. That gun is the reason.
You mean
I
S tier?
got-
Did you mean S? Because you said
Sorry,
A.
S tier. Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, S tier. Yes. So I would put that gun right behind the Hemlok. That gun got me like half my kills for my first 20 bomb on a solo 20 bomb.
There you
My
go.
solo. Because yeah, I
That
got it
is
off
so
top, and
fun.
everything Forby described, like nobody could do anything because everybody had white shields, 2-tap, boom, headshot.
Literally. If
Yeah.
you hit a headshot with the
Headshot,
triple take, oh my
gone.
god, that's so much damage. You hit for like 108 too. Like even long range, you can just snipe people with it. It's so gross. Put a 2-4 on it. Oh my god.
Put it
you
up here.
slap
So
it.
what we're gonna do now as we wrap up the video is now we got our tier list here. I'm gonna ask each and every one of you. So we'll start from the list going up from Tony, Dre, 4B, and then Raw. So Tony, how do you feel about this list, and what is one thing that you would change?
I think this list is great, and honestly, it's a good showcase of like the weapons are pretty balanced. Like the weapons are all usable in their own way. The one thing I would change is the charge rifle. Bring back the hit scan, please. Nerf the damage. I like it. I don't touch it anymore. Otherwise, just remove it from the loot pool.
All right, Dre Nilla up next.
I agree with Tony. I think everything's pretty good, but for me, I would put the Rampage in B tier instead of C.
Okay, fair. What about you, 4B?
Honestly, out of this entire list, I would put the 30-30 and the Scout a little bit higher. Just because like they are very consistent gun. Like when you look at this list and look where all of the other guns are at, the Scout and the 30-30 are going to be more consistent weapons than like an R9 or a car are. But at the same time, they're not like desired for their own respective reasons. I don't know. One other thing would be like, I would almost put the Wingman above the Sentinel. Like, yes, you can charge it 158 to the head off drop, but the Wingman is also a 6-bullet weapon, and if you headshot with it, it's just as consistent. So like,
True.
if we're talking headshots, I'm taking the Wingman over the Sentinel all day. But I'm also taking the PK over the Sentinel all day, but I also love the PK. So like, that's kind of like a personal opinion, but I think the only change I would make is probably Wingman over Sentinel.
All right, Ross, I'm gonna be fair to you here as we transition because we overruled you a lot. So I'm gonna let you have 2 changes.
2?
Yeah.
I've never been good at counting, so let me do all 4 of these. All right, let's go.
Are you gonna pull a Terrence Howard on us? You know, one.
No,
times
I'm
one
not.
equals
Don't
2?
worry. Don't worry.
Teriology.
I'll do it.
Go for it.
All right. I'm somewhat content. You know, most of these I don't think we missed too bad. I think like a lot of these are like very. You can flip flop like I'm not counting these as any of my 2, but I think a lot of these like the 2 shotguns be next to each other, PK and Mastiff, like those are interchangeable to me. Like the SMGs up top are interchangeable to me, etc. I think y'all really missed the mark with the Eva. I still feel like if you open up a care package and get an Eva, you should also get a Kraber as like an apology from the devs, because what the hell is that gun? The gun fucking sucks. But then other than that, I also agree with Forby. I don't see the I don't care about the 3030, man. I'm not using that gun, so whatever. But I think the 3030 belongs to A tier. Or not the G7 Scout. I think the G7 has a home in A tier. Aside from that, this is pretty good. Eva 8, you're not very good. I'm sorry. I'm also putting the RE probably at the back of B tier. That's just me. I can't complain too much. I could, but I'm not going to.
Okay, that's fair. All right, guys, thank you so much. I mean, this was a long tier list, long overdue. It's harder because there's so many loadouts you can choose from. There's so many different variables. Comment and roast all of us down in the comment section and say why we're wrong, because that's what happens in these tier lists. Everyone is always right in their own opinion. Be sure to check out Tony on his TikTok and also his YouTube channel. He also streams on Twitch. Be sure to check out Draynell on his Twitch channel as well and see his crazy stuff he says on Twitter. Forby is also on Twitch as well on YouTube, and he uploads. You upload a TikTok, Forby?
Yeah.
There you go. Check out
I'm on everything, man.
And Ross, check out when he does something.
Damn. Damn.
Hey, catch me if you can. Catch me if you
Yeah,
can.
there you go. Catch him. Check out his Twitch. Nah, he's a good dude. Force him to upload. Bully him into uploading to YouTube, please. All right.
Hey, I've been doing weekly uploads.
I'm proud of you.
doing it.
You've been doing better. He is doing better. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and roast us, and we'll see you guys all in the next one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.